back in live.
Look at
Hello.
us go.
Hello, humans. Hello, lovely humans. Hello, everyone. It's Mxiety. I am on with the lovely, incredible, super kind Danmakeshismark, who was like, is it cool if I come onto your show and make some art while we talk about like mental health stuff? And I was like, Dan, what do you think? Do you think that's cool? What do you think? And he's like, I think that's
It's
really
good.
cool.
I
And
think
so
it's a
here
really
we
good
are.
idea.
It's like a really good idea. It's like really good. So we've known each other for like 3 years now.
Oh my
Four,
gosh, I think
almost
you're
four.
right.
Because
I think we're going on 4.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
almost stream. It's going to be October makes 4 years since I started streaming, and I met you all pretty shortly into that journey.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
introduce yourself, everyone.
Hello.
This is
Hi.
Dan.
I'm Dan. I work for an organization called mental health nonprofit organization called HeartSupport,
That's right.
and I am like the Twitch community content manager type person, and really I love people and I can draw, and that's kind of my bit. I I believe in people having a safe place to open up and to share about their feelings, and to not be have any kind of stress or worry about what they share and how they're going to be perceived or anything like that, because I know I've been through situations like that, and that's not fun. And I also believe in encouraging people. That's kind of like my superpower, is that I can encourage people and make things that remind people of their worth and that they're important. So I like to draw and create and make nerdy stuff like this. That's kind of my thing. And I try to make a piece of art and give it away every day. That's my thing.
Isn't that amazing,
Because
fam? Oh,
it's a tangible piece of unconditional love. That's my mission. And so I know that have been days in my life where I felt like junk and like don't think that I'm worth a damn or whatever. And in those moments, I wish I could have like picked up something that somebody made for me and be like, oh wait, that's not a thought. This is real. This had time and effort and love put into it because they thought that I was worth it, that I was worth that time. And the way I see it, if somebody can hold this in their hand when they're immediately thinking that thought of I'm worthless, no one cares, this is like the perfect answer to that lie, is that no, wait a minute. Dan took time out of his day to draw this Diddy Kong or this Spider-Man or whatever, to prove that that is not true. And how do you fight back against that? You know what I mean? Like it's hard to. It's difficult. It challenges that thought. And so I've seen that really help and affect people in a very positive way. And the way I see it, I'm just going to draw every day for the rest of my life, because that's what makes people not think that way about themselves. Then I don't see what else I need to do in this world other than put more good into it through art. So
do you remember
that's
every
me.
piece you've drawn?
What?
Do you remember every piece you've drawn?
I mean, just about. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
so since we started counting, I've given away over 2,000 pieces of personalized art on and just on stream. That's just what I've done on stream.
And your hand
And
doesn't cramp? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Your
there have been times where I have hurt my hand. Yes. I
That's no
I
joke.
I did a fundraiser. I did a fundraiser for HeartSupport 2 years ago. And I tried to draw all 150 of the original
Yes.
G1 Pokemon in a
Yep.
week. And my hand cramped, and I couldn't use my hand for like a day and a half afterwards.
That's what our bodies do when you
So
say, I'm going to push you to the limit. Your
I
body
listened to my
goes,
body,
yep,
and
yep.
I took a break. And yeah, yeah, Biffle, you remember? But yes, so there's a little snapshot into my mind and heart and purpose.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
just, thank you. Thank you,
You're
you
welcome.
wonderful being. You are one of those people that some days I think about, like, there are some people in my life that I am just so graced, so lucky to have with so much to give, and you're one of those people, and I know we don't talk every single day, but I think about you, and I'm so grateful for you. So
Think
thank you
about
for
you a
being
lot
here.
too.
Thank you for being
I
here.
think that
And
way about you a lot too, actually.
I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna put some Spotify non copyright music, and we're gonna have that on in the background as we create art and do the interviews. So what we're gonna do, Bliffle, if you don't mind clearing the queue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear the queue, and then if people have rolling questions, they're gonna ask them from Dan. So it's gonna be a little bit more informal than our normal interviews. Like, I want to
Awesome.
ask questions, and then the community is gonna come in and throw questions in, and we're gonna, instead of leaving them to the end, we're gonna roll with them. So we're here for about 2 hours, which is how long it takes to make a
Sounds
fart.
good.
I mean, an art. And
Oh, I hope I can do more than that. I mean, I I would like to do as much as possible
oh
in
my
2 hours.
gosh. Oh
So
my gosh. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to give you a human wonderful expectation, and we're going to go from
great,
there. Okay.
great.
Whatever we can make is what we make.
I'm a big
Hi,
fan of all that.
Cyril. Hi. Oh, I didn't say hi to the community. If you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and do that while you get yourself set up.
Please,
Hi,
please.
Gameplicit. Hi, Bliffle. Hi, Spec Grammel. Hi, Dak. Hi, Jesely. Hi, Service. Hello, Zuki. Hi, Surreal. Hi, Sarash. Hello, my lovelies. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with all of us. Surreal, it's so nice to see all of you. Welcome to the stream. So I know we kind of I know we're kind of doing it a little bit backwards, but so Dan is here, but this is part of Safe Point. Safe Point are interviews geared towards making mental health conversations open and available to everyone, and that's how we normalize mental health. So we're either talking to advocates or mental health professionals, or, just people who want to share their story. So here we are. That's what you're watching. In case you're like, wait, I've been watching this for 16 minutes and I have no idea what I'm watching. That's what you see.
You now have no excuse. Engage with this content.
Engage.
Engage.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Majors. Gameplicit. Thank you for using your Prime here. What color balloon would you like to be? I also encourage everybody, if you would like to donate to HeartSupport, please go to HeartSupport.com, which is the link here, but then /donate. And you're just, well, there's no campaign or anything like that, but you're just welcome to donate to the lovely organization that HeartSupport is. And one of the things that they provide that I cannot endorse enough is the HeartSupport wall, where you can post if you're having a bad day and you just need a little pick-me-up, and complete strangers will come in and try to help you make your day a little bit brighter. And I just feel like if the world did that, we would be in a way better place than we are right now. And I'm very grateful that exists. And that's when I talk about HeartSupport, that's what I always send people to. Gotta go now. Bye. Okay, Surreal. Have a wonderful day. I hope I didn't miss you. Okay. All right. Gameplicit, I'm gonna give you an orange balloon. Unless I saw something. Okay, I was putting on music.
Hey, Gameplicit, thanks for supporting my friend.
Oh, stop it.
Thank you.
Stop it.
That's real good. Keep doing that.
Thank you. All right, we have
Also,
a little
fair
bit of
warning,
music.
my daughter could bust in at any moment.
Yay!
And I will instantly go into dad mode.
Yes!
And,
I want to see it.
Of course, she'll pop in and say hello, but I'll lovingly give her something else to do, and then we'll get back to chatting. So,
Aww.
full disclosure.
Dan's a dad, and a darn good one. Hi, Panda.
Aww.
Hi, Crit Witch. Hi, Martiza. Quick lurks also do take tomorrow off and have some rest. Their community is trying to get me to take off tomorrow.
Good job.
I might.
Good.
I might. It's really interesting, Dan, because you usually pop into my life right around the time that I'm burning out and feeling lowest at myself. You're my little guardian angel.
Uh-oh. Did you say yes to this when you shouldn't have?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
that is not correct. That is not what happened.
Well, good.
Because
Then I'm
I
a big
have
fan.
said yes and then had to go back on stuff with you, and I don't like doing that, but this is not one of those times.
Okay.
Yeah. Goose
believe you.
hype.
Goose hype. Hey, Spat.
Hi. This is the best thing for post therapy. Calm down. It is. It totally is. My cat likes to Zoom bomb. Cats are great. Kids are great. Dogs are great.
Man.
Great is great.
So I would like to just, I guess, open up somebody from M's community here. I would love nothing more than to make something and send it to you. Just to say thank you.
Oh, the community. Yes.
From your community, yeah. Just to say thank you to your community for supporting you and for being, bash the mic, for being wonderful people and co-advocating for mental health with you. And it's so, I mean, this is like literally the least I can do.
Oh my gosh.
To say thank you, because these spaces are so important, and it brings a comfort and a trust that allows vulnerability, that creates change and motivates people who maybe aren't in a difficult situation to be put and mobilized into action to help people that they know who might need support, so like this is such a treat for me. This is such a cup filling thing for me, because
right back at you.
I love this so much. And so I mean, I specialize in like fan art stuff, as you guys saw. Like, you can see more examples of what I do on Instagram, but like this, I like nerdy things, but I'm not opposed to like, a tree or a something like that. I don't know. A lantern, like Be the Light lantern. Oh.
So I don't know how familiar you are with Tangled, but that lantern is based off of the Tangled lantern.
Okay, Tangled lantern.
With the sun on it and stuff.
With the sun on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm on it.
You could do like, two lanterns together, make it yours. But that's a really good idea, Majors. Thank you. Oh, Groot maybe next. Groot's a good one too.
Oh, Groot's fun. Okay.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry you can't hear the music. It's very nice and soothing, and I promise it's not
I'm sure
although if I did put on like heavy metal, you would be the right person to put that on with too.
You know what? I don't play that during my streams.
Yeah.
During my portion of the HeartSupport streams, but that is, I am a fan of that music and I listen to it regularly, but it is sometimes not conducive to the atmosphere. I try to.
Right. You're like, everybody deserves to be loved. Everybody deserves to be loved. No. Is that a good impression? I think I just wrecked my throat.
That's wonderful. And I'm sorry for how your throat feels right now.
Oh my God. Dark acid. What kind of sandwich did you make? It will comfort you. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh.
There is such good positivity, like I call it love metal, like because it sounds like a car accident, but then you read the you read the lyrics and you're just like,
exactly. We here know better than to assume that death metal is about death.
Man.
At all.
Life metal. That's what we're about.
It's life metal. So I have to ask, there's a few things. So you've been there for me in some really dark times, and especially, I want to say especially recently, but just like forever you've been a person that
you shared life.
Forever you've been a person that I could turn to when things are really low. So first thing I want to do is thank you for that. Second thing I want to do is ask you, how do you refill your cup?
Honestly, like doing stuff like this.
This is it. Yeah.
I've found that it's like, did you ever play in band when you were like in school at all?
No, I was not cool enough to be in the band.
That's okay. You can still be cool. I played trumpet, and I played trumpet for 7 years, and there was a kind of breathing that you can do with most instruments. Trumpet was a little harder to do this, but like with woodwinds, and it was called cycle breathing, where
Okay.
you could train yourself to inhale through your nose while you were exhaling out your mouth, and you didn't need to take a breath as often, right? And so
my brain is breaking, but go on.
It's totally a thing that exists.
Yeah.
If you practice it, you can do it.
You can do it, sure.
And in a way, it's like I can pour out of my cup while it is being refilled in a similar way, right? So when I am doing art for someone, that takes energy from me, right? So like I'm putting intentionality and effort and emotion and myself into the piece that I'm creating. But at the same time, I know that when it's done, it is going to make someone's day. It is going to just make them smile. And like I've been there, I've had the privilege of doing that so many times, where it's like I make something and then just hand it to them, and you see they just become lighter. You know what I mean? You just see things lift away from them, and just, oh, thank you and that deep appreciation. I made something personal and like real and part of something that brings them joy, and like I got to make something for them and give that to them, and it's just like whoop, fills me right back up. Like
that's
so
amazing.
it's like
I've never thought of that.
Knowing that what I do encourages someone, and encouraging is very cup filling for me, but it takes a little effort to get there. Then like I've found a way to cycle breathe my energy.
Wow, I never thought of that. I feel like I do that, but I never had a name for it.
To where it refills as I'm expending it.
That's exactly what Mxiety is. Like that is exactly what Mxiety does for me. Like the talk show, whenever I know I'm doing, whenever I know that I'm making people smile, it refills my cup. Even I could start with an empty cup and I will give out energy, and I will end with a full cup. Right. Because I feel like I get so much more. Oh man. So
the hang up that I found, though, and this has come through experience and therapy and all that, is me individually, I can quickly, because I'm inherently a pleaser, and someone who has struggled a long time with performance-based love, is that those wires can get crossed sometimes.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
They can. Mm-hmm.
Because then it's not about them, the people that I'm making the art for. It turns to me, like, oh man, I'm only useful. I only have worth or value if I'm creating, if I'm giving out, if I'm doing that. But if like, oh man, if I want to take a break and like read my daughter a book before I jump on stream and I'm a few minutes late, then like I'm a trash human. Like, no, I'm a good dad. And this is also a cup filling experience by spending time with my daughter and teaching her that I have those boundaries and priorities, like, so it's difficult.
No,
but it's worth it.
It is worth it, but it's also, it sounds like reframing, right? I know it's through therapy and everything, but it sounds like reframing. It sounds like taking something that you...
Being mindful.
Well, a few things, right? It's the mindfulness. It's also, it could be something that you consider draining, right? Anything that becomes a chore to us is generally a draining experience more than it is an exciting, fun thing to do. So to learn how to say, this refills me because I want it to refill me, there's a lot of power in that. Yeah. Your beard is pretty sharp, says the community.
Thanks. Thank you. I have to be careful who I hug, or else I'll just slice them up.
This refills my cup. I mean, not physically, because my Darjeeling is running low, but this refills just spending time with a friend,
That's so important.
Yeah. You have intrinsic value. You are not your work. It's so hard not to connect our worthiness to our work. That's very hard to do.
And especially in you know, there's a lot of culture out there that speaks to, you know, if you don't output X, then you you
You
know,
are not worthy of being in this society.
you don't deserve the status or the platform or the joy that you have, and like that's not, you know, that's not true.
Yeah, so many of
That's
these
not good.
entrepreneurial hacks are like, okay, you wake up at 6 in the morning, and then you start living, breathing your work, and then you go to sleep and you're still thinking about it. And like, you read that and you're like, okay, that sounds great, but it's completely inhuman. And I don't think
Right.
there's one entrepreneur out there who's maintained that their whole life.
Well,
You
and
don't.
maybe they have, and they're good at lying about how healthy they are.
That's also true.
You know, because you got to keep the facade, because I
Right.
built it up to this, you know, I'm
This is the
always
life
at this
hack.
level. I'm
Right,
like,
right.
no,
No,
because you're a
not.
human being, which means that sometimes you get diarrhea. And sorry, you do.
You do. No, that's, oh my God. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm going to be like, you know what? No, you also get diarrhea sometimes.
No,
Like
you also get diarrhea, sir or ma'am, or however you identify. That's not okay.
What if somebody comes at me ever and they're like, well, actually, I know that you're supposed to do this. I'm going to be like, no, actually, I know that you also get diarrhea some days. So there, and I'm going to walk away. Mental diarrhea. That's a thing too.
Oh my gosh.
Diarrhea is just like not my favorite word. I would say
It
like
shouldn't be anyone's.
I get
if it
the
is, then you
poops.
should probably talk to somebody.
you should talk to somebody.
You know what my
about
favorite word is?
that. Okay, hear me out, okay? Diarrhea. I hope you're lactose intolerant.
Cool. So anyway, you can hit that subscribe button.
Yeah,
and,
like, comment,
you know,
subscribe anytime you want,
like, comment,
fam.
subscribe,
Subscribe, subsnurb,
subsnurp.
subseep. You know when you're sliding into first and that feeling something burst? Majors, no! No! Oh, I've hurt my eyes, even though there's nothing to see.
That's pretty good.
I feel like I have no value unless I'm doing something productive, either at work or at home, even if it can be iffy sometimes. Learning to create value for yourself. So what I have learned through therapy is that it's not about seeing yourself as valuable without doing stuff. That's not the key. The key is learning that there is value in things you're doing that you normally would not assign value to. So there is value in your rest because you are then more likely to be productive later.
Yes.
There is value in you sitting down and watching a Netflix show. You're learning something. You laughed. Your mood went up. Your mood went down. You experienced something. There is value to everything you're doing. And you don't have to, and this is speaking from somebody who has a Twitch talk show, you do not have to make everything that is a hobby a thing that brings capitalistic profit. It could bring
Correct.
you just like good heart vibes. And that's cool too.
Yep.
Oh, Major's ordered a burrito. Nice. Congratulations on your upcoming burrito.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, talk about burritos and sandwiches are just underrated
Underrated
Anything
food.
that you can give yourself energy
Yeah, a whole meal.
with one hand.
Yeah.
With no self-contained nutrition, solo fisted. That is, I mean, you put coffee in that other hand and you are a wrecking ball of productivity, my friend. You are an unstoppable machine for good.
Oh, wow. Hi, Corsive. Hi, Busta. This is a really good point. But wait, is a burrito not a sandwich?
Depends on your culture, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
I think we can all agree that in some ways it is a sandwich in one shape or form. However,
it's in the family.
Yeah. However,
Sure.
like relatively, is it a soup? Definitely not a soup. Is it a
Not a
salad?
soup.
It could be a salad, depending on how you look at it.
I suppose. Yeah.
Burritos can be a kind
edible
of
bowl.
salad. Edible burrito, yeah.
Edible bowl.
Edible bowl. Cereal
Wait,
is
then
a
what
soup.
is a burrito bowl though?
I wasn't ready for that question. I wasn't ready for that question. I don't know what to tell you. It's an unstoppable hybrid. That's what it is.
It's an unstoppable hybrid.
Hi, Big Slice Gaming. Okay, so the big question I had for you is,
Okay.
so you do art, and you do art really beautifully. And I've said several times to you, and I don't say this in any way disparaging to myself, but I draw like I have two left hands, and I'm definitely a righty. Like,
I
it's
understand.
just, but you are one of those people that believes that with enough practice, you can
do anything.
get good.
You can literally do anything. Yeah.
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 Yeah, which is fascinating to me. So, but I have this inner critic, which a lot of us have, and if you're in this community, chances are you do, which just tells you you're trash at something unless you like absolutely aced it from the beginning.
Sure.
So how do you get past the voice that's telling you you're trash?
There's a saying that I use a lot because I get this a lot from as a creative streamer that has put time and effort into their, talent is just purpose plus, intention plus time, right? You just developed that intention in a more effective way. I don't know how else to say it, but there's it's embrace the suck. That's right, Jez. That's exactly what it is. And it's all about seeing your effort. Stop seeing your effort as a failure through the lens of comparison, because that will always be a lie, pretty much. So there is an artist that I really look up to, who I absolutely adore, who is a legend in the comic book art industry, named Jim Lee. Okay. Mm-hmm. Jim Lee has drawn Batman for DC comics. He's one of the only guys DC is like, yeah, you can draw Batman. Like, you can do that.
Here you go. Here's your license to draw Batman.
You have the Batman driver's license. You can drive the Batmobile wherever you want. You do you. Because he's amazing. He's an incredible, talented artist. If I were to draw Batman and then compare it to Jim Lee, that is not the best interpretation or standard to which I should evaluate my art. Mm-hmm. Right? Or anyone's, to be honest. That's because this is mine. It's not Jim's.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? So in the same way, and then it goes into like just practice and effort, and like you totally could do that caliber of work if you prioritized it in the right way. If it's truly something that like that's what you want to do, and if it's important to you, do it. A good friend of mine, Casual Hero, has a saying, practice makes permanent. And I think that's a great way of looking at it, because you can get permanently good at drawing or playing trumpet or whatever you do, if you put the time and work into it. You know what I mean? But if you were going to just start this week and then come to my stream or look at Jim Lee's art or whatever and just be like, I should quit because I'm never going to be like that, you're not supposed to be at that level right now. So stop comparing yourself inappropriately. Embrace the process of learning. You don't suck. You're just learning, and it's okay to learn, and it's okay to look at. I have art from 15 years ago that I can look at, and it objectively not as good as the stuff that I made today. You know what I mean? Because it's not supposed to. There's supposed to be this gradual incline on the chart, on the good art chart. It's supposed to go up. You know what I mean? Like it's okay, but you have to put the work into it. And just like working out, you work out your body. Like if you start running or lifting weights for a week and then quit and then get pissed at yourself because you're not as buff as the rando person you saw on Instagram, then you're gonna be really disappointed, and you are paving a way for perpetual disappointment if you keep that up. And that's not fair to you, and it's not fair to your potential. So you shouldn't do that. A good art chart, I know, right?
First of all, hi Casers, we miss you. Mwah.
AC, my brother, I love you.
So the first thing that I'm going to say, interesting enough, considering we already talked about diarrhea, there is a concept in improv called getting the shits out. And that is this idea that like everything you do when you start is going to be shitty. So you just have to give yourself the opportunity to get the shits out, but you have to get through the poop. Like you have to. There's no middle. There's no get like past it. There's no going around it. Like you got to get past 100%. Yourself being crappy.
100%.
The other thing that I will say that I think in not in any way takes away from your, I hope, takes away from your point, but rather enhances and gives it more dimension is if you cannot dedicate the time right now, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the patience with yourself to do something right now, that's also okay. I will say life is short, and eventually you gotta do it. You gotta try it. However, I think having come to a place where, like, again, going back to anxiety, I've had to come to a place where I recognize that anxiety right now cannot be at the level I need it to be in order to sustain myself being anxiety. And that doesn't mean that I didn't put in enough effort. That doesn't mean that I didn't bust my butt. That doesn't mean that I didn't try hard enough. It just means that we're going to keep going. It's just because past Dan's art isn't as good as current Dan's art does not mean that past Dan didn't try his butt off.
That's right.
To make that good art.
That's right.
It doesn't mean that Dan sucked. It doesn't mean that Dan, it just means that was the best Dan could do then. And this is the best Dan can do now. And then in the future, Dan's going to do even better. And if you need to put off that a little bit because you're not in the place in your life to give more time and effort and everything into that, that's okay. That's really okay. Oh, if you're clapping, I'm clapping. You're kidding me? You started me off.
Enriches that, that just like levels that up for sure.
Yeah, just a level up. Yeah, it's just a dimension. I think it's just another dimension to your point that, like, because I feel like I've spent so much time beating the living crap out of myself emotionally about why isn't this as good as I need it to be right now? Like, I need this to be so good. I need this art that you're making, Dan, to be so good that you can sell it for $1 million. Why isn't it that good? Why aren't you working for DC? Why aren't you, like you could sit there and you could say that to yourself and get absolutely nowhere and just be miserable.
Yep.
Just be mean. Just if you're mean to yourself, you're not going to feel good about it. That's a 1-to-1 ratio right there, right?
Sure.
So, and this is what you said too. This is just kind of repeating what you said. But if you take the time and effort to let yourself be where you are right now, the long-term rewards are pretty incredible. Yeah, bullying isn't motivation. Ooh, we are taught that though, right? I feel like that is something. I deal with this. I'm gonna put him on the spot a little bit. I don't know if he's watching, but my partner does that all the time. Well, he'd be like, I just suck. And and I'm like, well, so how's that working for you, telling yourself I suck? And he's like, well, now I really don't want to do stuff. And I was like, okay, so why don't we try this new method where you don't tell yourself you suck, and then you try to do stuff.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's hard though. It's so hard. And like, see if that works, because there is this idea that like I gotta yell at my, Oh, what's that movie with the drum guy? Oh, I completely forgot about the drums.
Oh, geez.
You know what I'm talking about. But basically,
Yes.
he motivates him by bullying him. You know what I'm Sticks? It's some one word.
Gosh, I'm completely blanking on it.
I know, but it's like tip of the tongue, right? Anyway.
Chat, help. I do this all the time.
Stick and Morty!
Stick and Morty, that's it. Man, I love that part. Oh, and he got so mad in Stick and Morty where he just ripped the symbol off and threw it at the guy. And then at the end he comes back and he's like playing really fast and his hands are bleeding and stuff. And Morty was like, get in the time machine. And like that part was so cool.
So cool.
Oh yeah.
Whiplash!
But then Whiplash is actually the better version of that movie because that's the damn title of the movie that we're thinking.
Yeah, and that one, a drunk grandpa doesn't come and whisk you into another dimension, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah. Stick and Morty is pretty great,
Stick
too,
and
though.
Morty, that's a good one.
Stick and Morty, I like that.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, there is this idea that, like, you gotta be tough. And, like, I think you need a mix of both. I don't think you only need somebody to be, like, you know,
Yeah.
if somebody only gives you platitudes, including yourself, if you only are super, super nice to yourself, you start being like, is there a trick here? Why not? I feel like I haven't improved in a little while, and I keep telling myself that I'm doing a good job. Am I really doing a good job? Sometimes you have to take that moment to reevaluate yourself and be like, I think this could be better. I think if I just put in this X effort, I could try to see if that would make it better.
Right.
But again, you're not always in your life in a place where you're reevaluating stuff and pushing yourself, and that's okay too.
I think there's a mindset of rest, and there's the mindset of, well, maybe rest isn't the right word, but like, you know, just being graceful to yourself for your efforts, you know?
Yes.
And there's, and so I've been drawing since I was like 3 years old. Okay.
Wow.
I didn't really, and I've like totally it's kind of on purposely instilled that into my daughter too. Like we draw a lot, draw a lot. And whoever gets this will probably get a piece of goose art, because she's just latched on to, if I'm sending something, she sees me like stuffing art into an envelope. She goes, oh, I'm going to draw something for your stream friends, Daddy. And she runs upstairs and draws a bird. Spoiler alert, it's going to be a bird.
Oh, man.
But, you know, when I was young, just like she does, she'll show me and I'll go, oh, that's beautiful. Not necessarily because it's an incredibly accurate rendering
right.
of a blue heron. You know what I mean? Like it's not that.
Uh-huh.
But I am impressed and it just engaged and in mid adoration of her heart in the effort. You know what I mean? Like you made that because you see that like that if it's important that Daddy draws for people because he loves them, like you're getting a little bit of that, right? So I'm going to applaud that. Yeah. I'm going to reward that, and I'm going to acknowledge it and give you praise for that, which is different than just constantly going to like your mom when you draw something, and of course they're going to say, oh, sweetie, it's wonderful, it's awesome, which they might be doing the same thing, but if that's the only voice that you hear is just like what you were saying, like, of course, if you're just going to get platitudes all the time, then like, how are you going to grow past that, right? But there's a time and a place when it's not just when you aren't so much as acknowledging the effort, you're acknowledging the craft. You're evaluating the craft, right? And like the technique in it. But that needs to be asked for. You need to be given permission to do that. Because there's this like critical culture out there that on the surface level, you have nothing except what's in front of you to gauge And that's not entirely fair to the human that made it, because they might just be showing it because like, hey, I did something today. And if somebody comes and messages me and it's like, man, I had a shit day and I just made my bed. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
Hell
I'm so
yeah.
proud of you for making your bed. That's awesome. Somebody says like, man, I ran 4 miles and I reevaluated my entire diet and, and like, you know, went through all these crazy steps to like improve their life or whatever. Then like, I'm going to do the same thing. You know, that's great. That's great. But it's different, you know, like, because they're different people and they're on different levels, and they shouldn't all be evaluated on that same level. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like I'm talking in circles because I get excited, but like, I hope that makes sense.
I think
like,
it all makes sense. And I was giving you the floor to say it. It's amazing. That's so beautiful. How do you deal with critics? How do you deal with, you know, there's so many kinds of critics. There's your inner critic. There's the external critic who gives you the opinion you didn't ask for. There's the external critic that gives an opinion that you didn't think, like, you know, you handed them a drawing and you're like, okay, all right, so I know the mountains didn't turn out really great, but the goose I drew, the goose is the highlight of this picture, right?
Goose is spot on, my dude.
Goose is spot on. And then you hand it over and you go, what do you think? And the person holds it and goes, wow, your mountains are really nice, but this goose.
This goose sucks.
And you're standing there and you're like, oh, that was the one thing I was proud of in that picture. And it's just crumbling, you know, in front of me.
I think it goes into my intention. Okay, what is the context of the art at first? Because if it's a gift, then it should be received as such. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Christmas. Like, oh, it's the thought that counts. It kind of is.
Yeah.
You know, like it really is. And so that's like pointing to the person's heart. That's going back to the creator, right? What's the intention and the heart behind the person who created it? What are they trying to say with this? Not just with its content, what is on the paper or on the canvas or whatever, but like its presentation. What is it doing, right? In almost 100% of what I do, I'm giving away my art, right? So in most situations where it's a person who can't maybe who doesn't have the same artistic ability as I do or whatever, they're just gonna be like, oh, this is amazing, that's incredible. But you know, critique should be asked for. You know, you should be very clear with what am I expecting in this little exchange here? You know, what communication, what language are we using when we engage in this thing? Because if it is unwelcome criticism, I would usually ask that person to have a private conversation with me at another time, right? So if I throw a piece up on Instagram and they're like, this is trash, whatever kind of thing. I mean, it's the same thing that I would say to anyone who puts literally anything up on YouTube. Like, you are going to get, if you're putting it out to the world,
there's going to be somebody in the world who's miserable.
Someone is not going to agree with you or like this, because that's not how the world works. You know what I mean?
Right.
So one, I think, is like a person putting that out there should be prepared to engage with that. So then it's like, how prepared are you for critique?
Yeah.
If you're not prepared for that, you probably shouldn't put it out there, in all honesty. You know, if you're putting it out there with the permission to say, hey,
Yeah.
I tried. How can I do better? That's great. That's awesome. I'm going to take time to be like, look, I think your composition's awesome. Your line work's great, all this, but like maybe your lighting or your value or like your structure. I don't know.
Cecily, have a wonderful night.
I hear my daughter. Give me one.
Yeah. Yay. Cecily, have a wonderful night. Hi, Androgen. And hi, Leshy Morph. My favorite quote is from Albert Einstein. He said, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will grow up its whole life thinking that it is stupid. Teletap. Hello, sunshine. You like my shirt? Or Dan's shirt. Dan's shirt's really cool. It's with the HeartSupport logo and stuff. Hi, lame! Hi, lovely! Your shirt since I see it. You were rude to me at one point? I will tell you right now, I can't remember, Andrea, so it's okay if... It's okay. Ah! Hi, nice to meet you. Oh my goodness. I think you guys are still muted though, Danjo.
There we go. That's better.
There we go. Because I heard a hi. I saw a hi, but I did not hear it.
Say hello. This is Daddy's friend Marie.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good.
Excellent. I love your shirt. I like how sparkly it is.
Thank
So
you.
Sparkly, huh?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna melt. Look at little Danjo. It's like a little... Oh my gosh. Well, it's really, really nice to meet you. What did you do today?
It's fun.
She's thinking. I don't remember what I did today.
You want to see? This is something that she made for me. Some perler bead art. She's really into making some perler beads.
I love perler beads. Look at that. Look at the colors you picked out. I love that. Oh, that's my favorite color. That bluish green. That's my favorite color. I'm happy you included it. Yep, that's the one.
Oh, it looks like the same color as her headphones, huh?
Oh yeah. Everything is that color. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is pink.
Good. That used to be my favorite color, but then I think over time I've just changed my mind. I've liked blue, and then it evolved into this green blue, mint.
Well,
my
we're
gosh.
gonna go get her set up with something so we can continue having our conversation.
Absolutely.
We wanted to
I see
say
more
hello.
perler beads there too. That's a really
Yeah,
cute
she made a
heart.
heart.
Really cute. Good job. Oh my gosh, what a good job. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in and saying hello.
Thank you.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go.
I'm gonna melt. It's the same color as the stream background too, yeah. Oh, hi Fuzz Bubbles! HeartSupport is a mental health nonprofit. You can check out their website. One of the things that I recommend the most that they do is they have something called the HeartSupport wall, where you can post if you're having a bad day, and complete strangers will let you know that it's okay and make your day a little bit brighter. How have I been? I've been good, honestly. Honestly, Andrea, thank you. Poor Emma's having a cute over. I didn't know how to handle it. Hi, Crit, what's your back? Yeah. I'm honestly, this is like Dan said, this is refilling my cup. That reminds me of how there's been some people I've been disrespectful. Really? To in the past, and although it's been forever, I can't help but feel like perhaps an apologies order for them. If you would feel better apologizing. Okay. Hi, John the Pew. If you would feel better apologizing, then apologize, of course. I think that's always a good idea. Feeling better with myself, with my mental health, that's wonderful, Andrea. That's so good.
That's good.
That's so good.
So important.
I have kid fever now. Lame, join the club.
Oh,
Sheesh.
goodness.
Sheesh.
It's hard not to smile when she's around. So my face hurts a lot from smiling. From
What
my
a
wonderful daughter.
what a good problem, huh?
What a treasure, right?
What a good problem. I don't even remember what we were talking about. We're so just
I don't either.
Overtaken by
I think it
cuteness.
was people like criticizing your work or something, but I don't remember what car of that thought train I was on. So we can
Well, I would like to
we can
continue.
move on or carry on. Your choice.
We will carry on. We will carry on. So I guess like you said, sometimes critique comes from people you don't expect it to come from. Sometimes it comes from, it's unasked for. And it's really interesting how I just find in myself how different critique hits differently, right? Like, honestly, I have learned that if some rando on the internet wants to tell me that my nose is big, I won't give two poops about it. Like, just does not. It's not going to go anywhere.
Do not engage.
Yeah.
Right?
Or somebody's going to come in and be like, mental health is stupid. I'm going to be like, okay, well, have a great day in Blocktown. Like,
yeah. Right.
But, certain people can hit a nerve. And also they can give you critique that you didn't expect. Sometimes it happens in families all the time where like my sisters come in and been like, oh, that's what you're wearing? And you're like, oh, I thought this was a nice outfit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, what does that say about you though? Like what does that mean that because one person that you have no relationship said that you have a big nose? Okay. So great. First of all, welcome to the club.
Right?
Okay. We're both rocking
the profile club.
pretty
Hell yeah.
pretty healthy face cannons here.
Face cannon.
And also like who cares, like you said, because we have no emotional investment in that person, right? We have no emotional investment in rando on the internet. If it comes from somebody who like, oh, we love and respect this person, and the expectation is they are going to love and respect us for whatever we do, because we think they should have a different understanding of what unconditional love is. You know what I mean? Because they're family. But like, not everyone's perfect. But what I'm getting at is like, of course, it's going to hurt more when it comes from someone that you have emotional investment in. That makes sense because you care about that person.
Right. There is it's in its own. There is the emotional investment. I want to say, Busta, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for.
Bye, Busta. Take care.
Have a good time. Many people like big noses. There you go. Important update. Burrito has arrived. I just want to catch up on chat really quick, and we're gonna segue back in. Why engage with the trolls? Right. Can you ask Dan if those are Copic markers?
Oh, Copic markers. No, these are not Copic markers. They are a brand called Ohuhu. OHUHU. And they're just as good, in my opinion, but they don't cost a kidney.
Great. Okay, we like to keep our kidneys, so that's great.
Keep them. I mean, if you're sick, then probably go get that checked out. But
yeah,
like, don't sell them for art
markers.
Supplies.
Yeah,
right.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it makes sense, but it is so hard to scrape yourself back together, to use the words of Busta, when somebody who you love gives you critique.
Right.
Sometimes that critique, like I know, like words my stepmom has said, have become so ingrained that they become part of my inner monologue. And then I carry them around like they're mine. Even though they were somebody else's and they were somebody else's opinion. And that's happened with me with people who've critiqued the stream. That's happened with me with people who've critiqued my writing. Where there are some critiques you just don't recover from.
Yeah.
You don't. You learn, I think they hurt. And they say that there are emotional wounds that our body perceives like physical wounds, right? So I feel like it is very much like that, where
Yeah.
you are hurt and your body remembers it like a physical wound. And then you walk around with that, you
With a
stitch
limp.
it. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
stitch it back together as good as you can. But you're never the same. You always have that scar.
It's one thing, you know, and yes, I see what you're saying, but there's more. I think it is different from a physical wound, because I don't have control over the ligaments in my leg if I have a horrible accident or injury when I played track, when I was in track when I was in high school. You know what I mean? But like the somebody's words that hurt you,
Yeah.
right? I think it's healthy to feel that hurt, because it helps you understand that, like, that hurts, that sucks. Just like in the same way when we're young and we touch something hot and we're just like, damn, that hurts, that sucks, I shouldn't touch that anymore. It teaches you to, well, what did that teach you when you were a kid? It taught you to, like, not put your hand into a place where it's going to get burned, right? In the same way, you know, you can that can teach you about, like, that kind of person, or how much of that am I going to allow into my mind, right? Because you have a lot more control over your thoughts than you think you do.
Yeah.
Which comes with training, which comes with help, kind of, that or with somebody to help you navigate those feelings, like a counselor, like a therapist, whatever. But you're not just at the disposal of someone else's
Whims.
criticism that they didn't have. If they didn't again, it comes back to permission, right? If they didn't have permission to tell you that, then, like, it doesn't need to be given the time of day, in my opinion. That doesn't mean you don't care about that person. That doesn't mean that you don't still love or have respect for that person, because you know what, they might be going through a tough time, and you're just a safe person to unload some emotion on. I have unloaded emotion on my family members when it was not appropriate, and they were just safe people to unload information on, you know what I mean? But there's communication that happens after that, because I realized, like, that was a mistake. I went back, I apologized, I made amends. There was clarity there was understanding, there was all this stuff. And that's what I hope can happen in all situations. I realize that's probably not realistic to expect that, but, like, that chance, I would rather still keep that chance and be optimistic in that way, just because I'm an optimistic person.
It's so hard.
That there can be some understanding in that in the future, and just to say, like, hey, you have a responsibility as well. Those words really hurt me. That made when I heard these words, I felt this way. And now the ball's in their court now. They have no excuse. If they know that those words hurt you and they keep doing it, that's a clear indication that, like, a different boundary needs to be established there, because that person does not understand me, or they're refusing to understand me. I don't want people that don't understand me in my life. I don't want people who don't understand people who I love to be in their lives either. And certainly, if I'm that person, I want you to tell me so I can fix that, and I can be educated, and I can do a better job of loving that individual. You know what I mean? But it's so complicated when it comes down to a person that you know versus rando on the internet. You know what I mean? It's human beings are messy and fickle and impatient, and not perfect, and there's lots of room for grace on both sides of that conversation, for sure.
I just thank you for giving me the space to cry a little over that beautiful answer.
What are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a little bit of relief.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It comes in like these waves.
What's giving you relief?
Just another human telling me that it's human to be, to be hurt and to expect more. Yeah, Lane, please send hugs. To be hurt and to expect more from people who are supposed to love you, who are supposed to
Sure.
respect you. And
expectation's a funny thing.
yes,
It really is. Unreasonable expectations, if it's not communicated, then how are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to accommodate?
right.
I mean, I'm a parent of you guys just met my 4.5-year-old daughter. If my expectation of her is perfection or complete total obedience at 4.5,
Right.
I'm setting her up for failure.
Right.
I'm setting her up for failure. If my expectations have to be appropriate for her context, her development, her level of understanding, her comprehension, all these things. First of all, okay, I don't know how many people know this or whatever, but like my daughter is adopted.
Oh,
There
I
is
didn't.
so much unknown because
Yeah.
that person, when there's a biological connection between a parent and a child, which is just another way that a parent can connect with their child. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's more or less or whatever.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I'm a big advocate for adoption and foster.
I was
parent
recently having a
things.
conversation about this. I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Cool. But like, I have to be very, very, very flexible with, or I shouldn't say me, but my wife and I, as we continue to learn and understand the needs of my daughter, is just like, there might be something comes up that I didn't know was there, that we weren't made aware of. Now her expectation is, since we have been there as steady, stable, well communicated examples of unconditional love, safety, care, acceptance, all these things that like a parent should be, it would make sense for her to be like, this comes up, I hope I get the same result.
Right. Right.
And then it's my job to accommodate that.
Right.
It's not her job to change.
Yeah.
It's my job to accept and love in this new context, because I've learned something about her now. But it's creating that space where that communication for what experience is happening there to be shared. So when she looks at her belly button in the bath and said like, what was this? I'm like, oh, that's your belly button. What goes there? Well, it was your umbilical cord when you were in, your birth mother's tummy. And so like, oh, what does that mean? And we just have a conversation and we just talk about it, because it's not weird. It's just part of your life and it's part of you, and you're not weird. That's just how you came into this world. And I love you regardless. So start with the context of a human being, with the big barrier, a big old force field of grace and patience in front of that, okay? With anyone, because it could change like that.
Thank you for that. Sarah,
You're welcome.
I don't want, I'm not going to read your comment out loud because I don't want to trigger anybody, just in case. But what I will say is, for a very, very long time, I expected both of my parents to be the people I needed. And they never became that person.
Mm.
And then I said, well, what if I am what I needed? What if I've been what I needed this whole time? And it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And I don't have expectations that they can't fulfill. And I've also learned to love myself for what I have done to raise myself. Yeah. Unfortunately, my parents didn't become the people. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, more people
Oh, same.
experience that.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
More people experience that than we think. Yeah, and Blissful, I love. Sometimes the best dad we find is ourselves. Dad is a role. Sometimes the best dad we find is someone who isn't related to us. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Every
Totally.
time I have found a father figure, I've found mother figures throughout my life that stepped in when my mom
Yeah.
couldn't. And
Yeah.
I love and respect those people. That's why my sister walked me down the aisle. There was like a huge, my dad got so sour with me, and I didn't make like a fight about it or anything. I was just like, and I didn't say it like, oh, well, you don't deserve this or anything like that. It was just, I want to give this to her to thank her for everything that she had to do that she didn't have to do, for the roles she stepped into.
Yeah.
And he still took that personally, and that's fine. But I do not have one regret because of that. Like, she walked me down the aisle, and it's the pictures in my hallway because it means so much to me.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, my sister walked me down the aisle, and we called her Father of the Bride, sister, mother of the bride. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Well,
Well, it's not your responsibility to get that for, your father at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
No, you're totally right. I'm in a similar position, Em. I think it's very important to point out that it's a long and difficult journey to come to that kind of peace on this issue. Oh, years! We're talking like 10 years of therapy minimum before I got to that place. Minimum. Aw. Nano, I'm so sorry. That's not okay. Anybody who doesn't respect who you actually are, that's very unfortunate that it would be somebody
that is unfortunate.
Who you're expecting unconditional love from.
That's right. And everyone, so I think it's appropriate to share this. When my mom and dad split up when I was young, and my dad remarried afterwards, and the children of the woman that he married, especially she had two daughters, and the younger daughter, I became incredibly close with, and she was like a year and a half older than me, and I idolized this person. Like, she was so cool. There's like, you're in a band, and like
Yeah!
got me into all this different music, and I was like,
Right.
you're the coolest thing person I've ever met. Oh my gosh. Like, whoa, you snowboard? Like, what the hell is that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, just such a cool person. And then later in life, they transitioned to a man, right? So I have somebody in my life who is trans, like part of my family.
Mm-hmm.
And the change that happened, not so much in my emotions for that person, but just taking a wrecking ball to my understanding of a lot of what was kind of like hammered into me as far as we're still talking about expectations here, by the way, of, you know, traditional understandings of gender and brother and sister and sexuality and identity and a name and all these things of how a person identifies in many ways, you know what I mean? That took me a long time to just work through, right? And obviously I'm not going to be giving advice on how a person who is transitioning should interact with it. You know, that's not my place. I'm just sharing my experience. So I hope that that's very amazingly clear. Okay. But that can be an incredibly different I can't imagine what that would be for a parent, you know, especially like a biological parent. Oh my gosh. But that, again, what is the expectation from you? What is the expectation from the parent? You know, like what is the relationship there? And to be open and graceful and patient with allowing each other the space to understand that choice, so that education can happen, so that acceptance can happen, and that love will still persevere. I hope.
But that is what you
happens.
said, you know, going back to what you said just a moment ago, is somebody gives you new information and you go, wow, this is new information.
Right.
But I have to figure out how to love you and figure out my feelings with this new information.
Right.
And I genuinely believe that if somebody loves you, it doesn't, they love this, if you believe in souls, if you believe in inherent quality, like if somebody loves you, they love
all of you.
Yeah.
The entirety of a person.
Yes. Not the vessel it comes in, not the body parts attached to it, not the clothes you wear, not the color of your nails, like.
Right.
It's gotta be you. And that's why, like, I've said to him, like, we've had conversations with my husband so I came out as bisexual last year. And I've had conversations with my husband about like how incredible he was in receiving that. And I'm not saying that is obviously that is the same as being trans. I'm just relating to the situation. No,
but it is an identity.
Yeah, but
it is a way to identify, right?
Yes, I'm just relating to the situation in a way that makes sense to me. I'm not trying to say it's the same.
It's beautiful.
But John the Peer, by the way, I read your comment and I wanted to say thank you out loud. Yeah, and I've just said thank you to him so many times and just been like, you were just so cool. At first, he asked questions and there was a part of me that was like offended because what I wanted immediately was for him to be like, cool, whatever you want, we're gonna keep doing this thing. Right. But that's not a realistic expectation because I've had 30 years to look at myself, and in the past 3 years to look in deeper and to think about my sexuality. And that I can't expect somebody looking at me in 3 seconds to catch up with that thought process. That's not fair.
Yep. But
what I did expect is unconditional love, and I got. That I got. It was never like his questions were never from and it was very clear, like his questions that he asked for follow-up questions were never from a place of like, wait, are you sure about this? I'm gonna actually tell you how you feel. It was never like that. It was more like, okay, I'm trying to make sense of this. Can you help this connect to me the way it's connected to you?
Right.
And, you know, and then his main worry was like, what does that mean for him? You know, like, and I totally get that because I think that would be the same for me. Like, oh my God, is this a catastrophic chasm, or is this a small difference, you know, and how we're gonna approach things going forward?
Sure.
is this a relearn everything we knew and restart my life? Or is this all right, I just have new information and I have to figure out how to love you with that information?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, that
makes me so happy to hear that.
There's
For both parties, by the way. How freeing, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. And so not everybody will give you that grace and that honor and that freedom to do that.
Sure.
But the people who do, man, you hold on to them with all of your heart. The people who look at you and go, okay, this is new information and I need to take it in. But other than that, how I feel about you didn't change.
You want to get some ice cream?
Yeah. You want to talk about this over the ice cream? Because that kind of helps chill things out too, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
It is really cool. And like it's come up several times where but I'm just mushy like that, where I'll be like, where I'll like, I'll come to him and I'll just be like, thank you for loving me. And he's like, you don't have to thank me for that. Like, that's a thing I do. And I'm like, no, it's not that I feel like I should, I just want to. Like, with my parents, love was conditional and I felt like I had to say something to continue receiving the love.
Right.
But with him, I just it bursts out of every pore and I just want him to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know that. I understand that concept of
I'm so happy you know that.
Choosing to love the entirety of someone.
Yes.
Because I did that with my daughter.
Yeah.
And I did that before I actually knew her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I choose to do that every day as she grows into whoever she is in 30 years, and that's so important to me. That is the most important thing. And I try to see all life with that same choice. So whoever is going to if I get to spend time with a person, I want to see them through that same lens of I'm making the choice of love with you. I'm choosing to respect and acknowledge and see you as you, regardless of however you choose to be. There's the only thing that's going to come is with me, hopefully, in our relationship, that you're going to get is a whole lot of love and probably a whole lot of questions, because I constantly ask questions, because the way I see it, the better I can understand a person, the better I can love them.
Right.
Right. This is a more complete. You were talking about dimensional earlier.
Yeah.
Like I want a, not 2D, not 3D. I want like 10D, like unbelievable understanding and love of a person. Like that's what I want so bad. And that obviously might not be a reasonable expectation of myself to just totally, completely understand a person, but I will do my best to, with the time that I'm given. You know what I mean? That's just what makes Twitch so cool, is that like we can have those kinds of interactions with people with an almost immediate level of engagement, which is really neat. Anyway, I geek out about this stuff.
No,
and it's just
that you're geeking out. You're geeking out in the right place. Come on.
I know I am. I know I'm safe here, but like.
So Dark Acid made a really interesting point, and it reminded me of a quote, and so I want to bring it up.
Okay.
I feel like people only quote love me for things I can do or do for them, and therein lies my value. And I want to just remind this quote from Oprah that I recently learned and that I feel like changed a lot of my outlook, and that is, we teach others how to treat us. We, not right away, to expand on it, like not right away, right? Like there's a moment where you figure out like, okay, what does this person need? What do I need? And are our needs compatible? Like all of that, right? Relationships, you figure out what the boundaries are. Mm-hmm. But there definitely comes a time in the relationship where we continue not setting boundaries where we need boundaries. We continue letting people take what we can't give anymore. We continue letting people have, if you, okay, I'm going to backtrack a little bit, not on anything I said, but to elaborate. For the longest time, I thought my value in this world was making other people happy. Mm-hmm. And so there you go. So what would happen is I would come into a scene and I'd be the happiest, most excited. Oh my gosh, hey everybody, I'm the life of the party. Nothing's gonna get me down. Everything's amazing, everything's awesome. And then I would get to know people and slowly that mask could come off, right? And I'd be like, oh, this person really likes me. Okay, cool. So now I can tell them that I have depression. Like today I'm really not feeling good. And then they would look at me and they would be like, I don't know what to do with this information because this is not you. This is not who I know that you are. I didn't sign up for this. And I don't mean that in any negative way towards them. It's in the sense of like, this is not who I thought you were. This is not a dimension as part of you that I knew about you. Mm-hmm. And in that sense, like, I don't blame them, not necessarily, maybe the word is not like deceit, but I don't blame them for being heckin' confused. And right. I think in that we teach people how to treat us, when I say that, the thing that I particularly mean is that we enforce behaviors, we give people pieces, and they can only put together the picture that we are putting together, giving them, right? It's like every person interacting with another person it's like we're collecting each other's puzzle. Mm-hmm. You give me a piece and I go, okay, cool, I'm gonna put that here. Here's a piece of me. Yeah. And then we're both trying to put a picture together and we keep handing each other pieces, but then you start handing me mismatched shit. Yeah. And I'm going,
this doesn't even go to this puzzle.
Yeah. And I'm
why
like,
did you give me this?
Right. And you're like, but hold on. I thought in this puzzle it's mostly like blues and purples, but this is an orange piece. And like, I have nothing against orange pieces. I just didn't think it belonged in this puzzle.
Right. Oh man,
okay.
That's so good.
Let me, I'm gonna try to, and then you like shove the puzzle piece in and it just doesn't go there, but you put it in because you're angry and you're like,
this my expectation of you.
I think it's a good metaphor. I don't blame people who have walked away from me being like, I don't know what the heck that was. I was putting together a puzzle and then I ended up with a few completely different pieces that didn't match.
Sure. But that's people though.
That is people.
Sometimes I don't know what puzzle I'm made up of.
Absolutely.
I haven't discovered all the pieces in my box yet.
No.
Person. So give me a break here,
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's great dimension to it. That's absolutely true. Yeah. So HeartSupport is an amazing community that has taught me what wholesome, healthy love looks like. Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm so glad.
They don't know how to support you the right way because of the stigma. Yeah, but I like think about all the kids I think about the kids in high school who I would come over to their house and then burst into tears because my stepmother forced me to clean the bathrooms, not in a chore kind of way, but in a this is what you're doing because this is what I feel is what you're worth kind of way. because obviously like kids should do chores, like that's goes without saying. And then those kids would look at me and be like, I cannot relate to this. I have no idea what to do with the situation, and it's scaring the living crap out of me. And I don't blame those kids for not knowing what to do with me.
Sure.
But I don't actually know what I'm going with that. I guess I forgive them for it. Maybe that's where I'm going with that.
Yeah, I mean, you were figuring out what pieces were in your puzzle box, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'd say I have a pretty good idea about my puzzle right now, but I mean, it's not finished. What about you? What
then?
Then? Oh, absolutely. No, it was just
Yeah.
it was just me throwing shit and being like, I hope these match. Yeah. Heavy metal. Okay. All right. Put that right there.
Cool.
Also, acoustic guitar. Okay.
How did a wallet chain get in here? What
yeah.
the hell?
Exactly. Oh, whoa. No. Oh, the pants that unzip into shorts. I didn't want. Okay, I'm gonna throw out that puzzle piece. That doesn't fit me
weird.
at all.
I don't think that's right.
Absolutely, the puzzle can change, but that's an interesting question in itself. How much can the puzzle change, right? How like, do you have an outline? Do you have the square, and then you just fit into it? Like, do you start with the border? You always start with the border. Do you have a border, and then things inside of it can change and move around?
I mean, I think the metaphor falls apart in some.
No. It is a perfect metaphor, Dan.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Perfect.
It's wrong.
Perfect.
It's wrong that you expected that to be the perfect metaphor.
God damn it. No, I'm kidding. I did not. Of course, nothing's a perfect metaphor. Life is a perfect metaphor for life. That's it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Perfect metaphor. Yeah. Hi, Bruni. My guest does have a lovely voice. This is Danjo.
Oh, hello.
Please, everybody, please go support HeartSupport. Follow on Twitter. Follow on Twitch. Go to their Discord. Do the things.
Do
the things. Puzzle pieces have historically been used to symbolize autism, which has changed Wait, did that recently change? Because I know that Autism Speaks and the other group were represented by puzzle pieces. Why did that change? I didn't know that. Those colors are beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I really want this picture, which to me means that it is the perfect picture to give to the community, because you created it, but I feel it represents perfectly everything that I believe in. So
very cool.
I'm really excited about it. Yeah, Bliffle, I know. They're butts. I know. He has such a talent with drawing. Yeah, he's been drawing since he was 3. Yeah. It's now an infinity symbol? This is new information to me. Completely new information to me. I didn't know that. Yes, because the puzzle piece refers to a piece missing in autistic people, meaning the cure. Oh. Yeah, that's a no in my book, dog.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Dragon infinity symbol pendant I wear. That's really cool. Dragons are cool. That's awesome. Now it's learning about how to put the pieces in a new... Yes. Grumbles with Bliffle. So, Bruni, we're going to give away this art piece. Well, not we. I say we like I've sat here putting in sweat and blood into this, but Danjo did.
Remember when I said I hope I do more than one piece in like the 2 hours that we...
Yeah.
that was an unreasonable expectation. I love talking with you.
Yeah, no, first of all it was, and second of all, we had originally said, I was like, do you want an hour? And you were like, that's not enough time. And I was like, okay, so then 2. And now we're apparently sitting here and you're trying to tell me you can make 2 arts, and that's not right. That's not right. It's so for those of you who don't know, it's a floating lantern from Tangled. Or inspired by that. So if you see the picture behind my desk, hold on. That is the like famous lantern scene. And so
that's so beautiful.
Yeah. So
cool.
It represents everything. It represents be the light, it represents hope, it represents learning, lighting up information, all of that to me. Yeah. Let us count the artsy. A rainbow infinity symbol. Interesting. So like, rainbow infinity symbol. Huh. And who decided, okay, this is gonna sound super stupid ignorant, but like who decided that we're like no on the puzzle, yes on the infinity symbol? Who put that down? I have the same question. Right. Because I have the same question about the LGBTQ flag. Because the new one came out, and I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, wait, but who got to be like, I'm gonna improve the flag? And then people were like, yes, this one. Like, who got to do that? I don't know. I feel like that's an important part of history. The community itself. Diversity with infinite possibilities and infinite variance. The symbol represents the diversity of people with autism and the infinite variations and possibilities within the community of autistic people. The Council of the Gay.
The Council of the Gay.
Yes. I want to be. Is there like a round table? Because I would love to be part of that. From Tangled, I thought it was tropical, some kind of tropical vibes. Somebody said it was a blackberry earlier. I almost died laughing inside my head. No, those are great questions. Okay, good, Zuki. Thank you for letting me. What do you mean the LGBTQ flag has the addition of the triangle of colors on the side now. That's the new one I'm talking about. The Council of the Gay. Oh my God, I'm using that. Holy moly. I'm autistic and member of the LGBTQ community and love the old stuff. No changey. Change is hard. But if more people can be included, that's good, right? I think that's good. Yeah, the inclusive rainbow flag, that's the one. Is it rainbow because people with autism have a higher statistical chance to also have gender identity questions? Is that right?
Is that true?
Is that, I want to see the numbers on that. I'm just curious. I'm not doubting you because I know you are a member of the community. I'm just, I'm genuinely interested. Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, we're 7 times more likely to be alphabet mafia than the general population, so the rainbow makes a lot of sense. Whoa. Whoa. Well, thank you, Bliffle, for reposting. These are numbers. Dan, this is so gorgeous. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm gonna melt.
I owe you some new art, by the way.
No, I like my Mario with the fireball. I'm happy with it.
I think it's wonderful. But, you know.
Am I going to say no to more Danjo art? Never in my life.
Leveled up a little.
Never in my life would I say no to art from you.
Well, good.
Yeah. New flag was designed by Daniel Quasar. See, like, I feel like that's information people need to know. I think the flag changing is not a bad thing because if you think about the rainbow LGBTQIA community, it's always evolving and changing and fighting for change. My psychiatrist told me, but I can also look it up. Okay, all right, well, that's the source. Okay, interesting. This is information for me to research. Yeah, I dig it. Dan, look at how pretty. It's illegal that's so pretty. It's so pretty.
It's not illegal.
You're like, what the heck are you talking about? Non-binary artist and graphic designer. Got you. By the way, what cutouts? So I just realized I got very happy with myself because I ordered cutouts for September.
Of?
Apples. They're watercolor apples
Oh,
for the
that's
wall.
cool.
For the wall, right? For September.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited. I was like, yeah, okay, it's not the end of the month and I already have next month's. And then today I stopped and realized next month is not September. We have a whole month before September and I don't have cutouts for it. So, fam, what kind of cutouts should August be? I was thinking sunflowers. I was thinking maybe we can find lanterns. What do you all think? Or like hot air balloons or something? Any ideas? Stop nuking my summer. I'm sorry. Beach balls, sunflowers. Sunflowers are my favorite right now. We grew a bunch of sunflowers outside.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
We can't grow anything because we have chickens and they demolish.
We've wanted everything. Chickens forever.
Oh, chickens are great.
Chickens are so cool. My husband loves chickens.
That's great. I also love chicken. I've learned to love chickens.
He doesn't eat chicken meat specifically because he loves chicken so much.
Does he eat eggs?
He does eat eggs.
You got a winner there.
Yeah. 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 But he's like, I call him Gonzo because he loves chicken so much, you know? But we
I was
joke.
called Gonzo for other reasons.
Same. We joke because these neighbors must think we're stalking them. A few blocks from me is a neighbor that has 6 chickens. And we just we're going on our walks, and then we walk by the house and go, oh, look at the chickens. And they're always doing their chicken things and running like pterodactyls and being all funny and stuff. And I'm like, this guy must think something's not right with these people. Like, are we stalking him? Like, why do they keep staring at my chickens? What's wrong with them?
Oh, that's glorious. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they are. They are what dinosaurs evolved into. I recently saw a picture of a baby crow. That is what a dinosaur looks like. If you look up Google a picture of a baby crow, it looks like a T-Rex.
It's terrifying.
Well, it is terrifying, but it's also cool. Like, it grabs that spot in my brain that's like, whoa, ew, whoa! My great aunt sent me out to clean a chicken coop and feed the chickens and did not go, oh, Cartha, chickens are evil. Oh no.
No.
Somebody got traumatized from the chickens.
That is a learned perception that can be unlearned. Casey has always been skeptical of chickens and their ability for peace.
Ability for peace.
Their capacity of peace.
But
because he grew up on a farm, right? And him and his family actually bought the house that he grew up in.
Oh wow.
So his parents live on another house on the property. Yeah. And they have chickens and they have orchard and all this stuff. Beautiful property. And it's funny because he's just like, man, I just don't understand how you can like hold a chicken. Like, you pick it up. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I was always scared to death because I got like one jumped on my back when I was a kid. And the reason they call them leghorns is because that particular breed has like a
talons.
Hook that comes out of its freaking leg, and that's how it attacks. Like, it fends off predators from that thing. And he's like, yeah, I got all like scratched up and whatever. And so I just think, you know, some of that trauma came through and all that. And so he came to my house for him and his family came, and we had like, it was like one of our first like hangouts since we all got vaccinated. And like, we're going to do something as freaking wholesome families, dang it, kind of thing. Like, we're going to bring back the barbecue. And so we had a barbecue at our house, and my chickens are just out in my backyard.
They just do their thing. Sure.
They just hang. Right. And my daughter would just go over there and like pick one up and like get on the swing and like swing with a chicken. And she's talking to it and singing to it or whatever. And Casey's kids are like, are you supposed to do that, Dad? And he's like, no,
absolutely not.
And I'm like, hold on. And so I like picked one up and sat down and like, you know, let them pet it or whatever. And they're like, I've never petted a chicken. And like, oh, come on, you guys, you can pet a chicken. It's okay. It's a chicken, you know, but it's like, it just goes into the whole, like, you know, nature, nurture. How do you perceive a thing? Is it evil because it's evil, or is it evil because you've been taught it was evil, or because you experienced evil from something of them, you know? And like, it's a big, you know, it's a learning experience. And I'm just glad that I can show people that chickens can be peaceful, and they're actually very loving things. And
it was funny. So I recently, the CDC recently, so I get warning, the CDC official decrees, right, in email. And one of them was recently, do not kiss your chickens.
Oh, because of the salmonella.
has sent out a warning: do not kiss your chicken. And so I
We got
went to
that
my
too.
I went to my husband,
Yeah.
and I was like, honey, if we ever get a chicken, you can't kiss your chicken. Hold on, it gets better. He looks at me and he's like, babe, out of the two of us, who do you think is more likely to kiss a chicken? And then it's like, if it was a TV show, it'd like flash back to me coming up to our dog and getting all in his face, be like, I love you so much.
Oh, I do that with my cat. I do that with my cat all the time. Yeah.
He's like, who do you think's more likely to kiss a chicken? And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna back up.
Okay, you got a point. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we had to tell our daughter, like, sweetheart, you can't kiss the chickens anymore. And she was sad for like a day, and then she just got over it.
Just did not kiss chickens then.
Now you just don't kiss chickens.
Yeah.
So
It's sad. It is sad. People should
A
be.
little bit.
We live in a free country, and if I want to kiss my chicken,
well, you are free to kiss the chicken and suffer the natural consequences that may
and
or may
possible
not
death.
come
Yeah.
with kissing the chicken. Okay, that's fine.
they're
Also,
so
Wex,
cute.
if you're still here, this lantern is for you, and you're loved, and you are worth the time that it took to create this thing, and that I hope that when I send it to you, because I want to send this to you, no charge, no charge. It's my gift to you.
Wex!
That when you look at this and when you hold this, you hopefully feel and understand the unconditional love that exists for you always, and you are obviously an important part of this community, and I thank you so much for supporting M and supporting what is created here, and making it that much more impactful and special for others, because like everyone knows, it's like the community makes the thing,
Yes.
People just show up for
100%.
whatever. It literally doesn't matter what you do. People show up because they love people,
Yeah.
because they love the broadcaster, they connect with it they connect with them in some way. But it really is kind of like the people that set that example of like, this is how we do things here. And like, I saw that from you right from the beginning, and like, I don't even know you. And like, that's so cool to see someone literally be that person that sets the expectations of just like, this is how we're going to love people and accept people, and this is what we believe in, and this is what we stand for. And so I'm honoring that with this. And so this is, I hope that it just makes you smile. So if you would please.
There he is. There she is. There's Majors.
Hello, Wex. Please send me an email, dan@heartsupport.com, or shoot me a message on Discord. Okay. Let me know how I can get in touch with you, because I'm just going to send you a link that all it does is give me the information so I can print out a shipping label. Okay. I'm not going to sign you up for some crazy ass newsletter. I'm not gonna
They
guilt
know.
you
I
into-
sent them stickers and stuff. They know I would never.
It's not, it's nothing weird. I promise. I swear I've sent thousands of these things before.
He has. I have one. I have one. It's no longer hanging right in front of my desk, but I have it, and I know exactly where it is, and
Awesome.
I think about it. It makes me
Awesome.
feel very good.
So thank you for suggesting this beautiful lantern.
Look
I
at
love
that. Look at that. Majors.
man.
Someone give me a link. Majors, Dan is in our Discord. He just joined our Discord, so if you go into our welcome group, you'll see his name. You can click on it, and you can connect with him through that.
it. Here, I'll say hi in general real quick.
There you go. Thank you so much.
That's me.
That's you. Thank you so much. Dan, oh my God, how could I possibly thank you appropriately for everything? For the art, for the emotional support,
Well.
for the space you've given me to listen to me, for the tears that you've let me cry. Like, I don't know that I could ever thank you appropriately, and I'm just so grateful.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I have an idea.
$1 million.
we can-
I'm signing
we can
the
just-
check right now.
We can just do this again one day.
Please.
Let's just do this again.
Yes.
Let's just hang out and be people in the same space, and
This is so lovely.
have good conversations, and make, these things. Okay. I tell people this a lot. Our time time is our most valuable commodity.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to send M $1,000, like, here you go, there's $1,000. Like, that is a expression of love. Okay. But in all reality, I could do something and get that money back. You know what I mean? Like, that
Sure.
is
Sure.
something that can be
Sure.
re-experienced in a person's life. Whatever. The time that we spend together as people,
Yeah.
like, we don't get that back.
Yeah.
Like, that is such like, that whole concept has just been like redefined for me in so many ways through my experience with HeartSupport, and especially since becoming a parent, because I literally watch time escape my daughter's youth every day. You know what I mean? She comes down the stairs someday and it's like, you're older, you're
Mhm.
older, you're bigger, you're taller. Like, that time is gone, right? I don't get that back, but I choose to spend time making things to commemorate our time that we shared together, and to honor that, and to make something special to, like, reflect on, that started out just like all relationships and everything starts out as this,
Yeah.
right? It's blank. I don't know you, you don't know me, right? But over time, as we learn and engage and understand and have communication and share stories about ourselves, and sometimes through all facets of the human experience, right? We create something together. And now it's something beautiful. Now it's something that we're proud of. And now it's something that we look back on and smile, and it fills our hearts, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to create with people every day. Like, every day I want to do that. I want to remind people that, like, they are worth the time to make something beautiful together. Like, let's just keep doing that. Let's just keep spending time with each other. Not all of the time. I can't spend all my time with people, but I can spend some of my time with people. And that's the way we see people and lives at HeartSupport, okay? Is worthy of time, and worthy of investment, and worthy of love. So this will just be my last little pitch, and then I'll be
Yes.
out of here. But, like, if you need a different safe place to share about your experience and your feelings, and want to do so anonymously, I would encourage you to check out HeartSupport's anonymous forum called the Support Wall. It's forum.heartsupport.com. And that really is a place where you can be open and honest and real. And there are wonderful people in our community. Sarah, that was in here before, she's a broadcaster on our channel, and they just take a few hours out of the day to stream on our channel, and all they do is reply to support wall topics. That's all they do. We have communities of people who get together in our discord.gg/heartsupport, called SWAT teams, support wall action teams, where they just hang out and they just respond, and they just give time to people who openly shared opportunities and vulnerability to understand them and their experience and their mindset by making a post on the support wall. And it's as simple as, if you just boil it down, it's as simple as just giving time. You're just giving time. Nobody can, I shouldn't say nobody, but, like, HeartSupport, at least I'm just going to speak for the organization here. We don't care what color your skin is. We don't care how you choose to love people, what's been done to you, what you have done to others, how much money you make, what you believe in, all these things that society puts up as walls or conditions of love. We actively choose to not see those. Those don't get in the way of us loving people. and they never will. Okay. All we see each other are as human beings. And sometimes human beings need some support. And that's okay if you need some support. So, want to hang out sometime? We stream all the time on our channel, heartsupport.com/schedule. You can see all the cool stuff that's happening. We have all kinds of groups that meet on our Discord. We're really about action. We're really about taking initiative to put action into people's lives to help them overcome whatever is getting in the way of you living your life to your fullest. Like, we want that so bad for people. But you can find all that information on our website. Please consider checking it out. And again, thank you all for allowing me to come and hang out and spend some time and make some art for you guys, and to continue to support my wonderful friend who I love so dearly and have loved for years and will continue to, because I believe in Mxiety. I believe in Marie very, very much. I have, and I will continue to. This person loves tirelessly and ferociously in a way that I admire and respect very much. And I've seen peaks and valleys and have thankfully been allowed to walk alongside her with some of them. And I hope that continues to happen. And that door of communication will always be open. And I just appreciate all of you and respect you all so much, because these spaces are so important in all the things that are happening in this world now more than ever. It's important that we have these spaces. So thank you for making that happen.
I can't match that. Dan, seeing people like you reminds me that there is so much good in this world with
Well,
boundless capacity for kindness. And just thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody, please go follow HeartSupport.
I try to give good hugs. Thank you, Sarah.
You did give really good hugs. I highly recommend a Dan hug once it's legal to do so.
I haven't hugged you in so long.
I know.
Sucks
Thank
so
you for
bad.
playing that. Somebody played the applause card. All right. Well, we're going to sign off. And I'm going to sign off how I usually do. And that is, if you feel like the world is dark and nobody can give you the love and the care that you need and deserve, go out there and be that light to others. Go out there and set that example of how you think the world should be. Have a good night, everybody.